Hello and welcome to the Recon Cast, a weekly topic-based podcast show that is recorded in one go and split up into 3 topics and posted Tuesday through Thursday, with a compilation going up on the Friday. We'll be featuring myself and one, if not both, of my sisters, Louise and Vanessa, and within which we're going to discuss all sorts of things from games, movies, TV, popular culture, to the sort of silly stuff you might talk about with your mates, like zombies or time travel and such shenanigans. So, if that sounds like your sort of thing, then sit back and enjoy. And as a side note, the new segment from the pilot episode has been set aside as a standalone video that will be released on a Friday or Saturday, and that will be done solo, as well as being quicker, more concise and featuring more news. Anywho, that's enough housekeeping. Without any further ado, let's do it to it. Okay, so topic 1. What are some hidden or forgotten gems in terms of games that you feel most people overlook or haven't heard of? I previously discussed one of mine being Megalomania, known as Tyrants Fight Through Time in the US. Another game that comes to mind is the original Jade Cacoon on PS1. So what are some hidden gems that come to mind for you? So anybody want to take this? Any thoughts?
I got to admit with Jade Cacoon, actually, I completely forgot about it myself and actually really enjoyed it.
I think that's definitely one that is underrated and forgotten.
Jade Cacoon 1. Jade Cacoon 2 was poor.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say it was poor. It was just, it had to live up to Jade Cacoon 1, and it was just such a superior game. If Jade Cacoon 2 had come out first, you probably have a different, thought about it,
Yeah.
But,
I guess so. But the monsters didn't change. That was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, I should probably explain, Jade Cacoon is kind of like a mix between Ico, Pokemon. and Resident Evil or Onimusha, that because it had that sort of like isometric view where you'd like run across the screen and then the angles would change, that sort of stuff. So, but yeah, it was really cool. Like I liked how like merging the monsters and then because to go into certain areas you just weren't tough enough, so you had to build up your monster and angle them down like a certain element, like because there was like fire, wind, earth, all that sort of stuff, and you had to like angle it down these sorts of elements like to take down specific enemies and stuff, and you could build loads of different monsters. So I really
the beauty of that one was that they truly did merge together as well. Sometimes you'd end up with a beautiful beast, and sometimes you'd look like you had a jacket potato on legs.
Yeah, some of them just looked terrible, didn't they? But it was kind of cool. I don't know if it was like procedurally generated.
Yeah.
But they seemed very different. It's rare that you come across you do some and they're the same sort of monster once you finish. They all look different.
It had a lot of room for making it unique. Definitely, good game.
Yeah, I love that game. It's totally forgotten about though. I think only the people that have played it, know. But that's a game. Sadly, I doubt will come back. Maybe one day. You can never say never, but. I don't think enough people know about it, but that is a dope game. I love that game. That's really good. So, anybody got any other thoughts? I've got a few here. If you want me to go through them,
I would like to talk about Dino Crisis.
Good shout.
Talk about dinosaurs.
Good shout.
What an awesome game! It was this kind of sister to Resident Evil.
Yeah.
And they came out at the same time. It's quite a different element with dinosaurs, but that was sweet.
It took the survival horror bit away from it, but it was really cool because it was kind of like imagine Jurassic Park and Resident Evil just smashed into each other, and that's what it was. And you were like dropped in the middle of Jurassic Park, and you had to sort of work your way through it. It was really cool.
Obviously, Resident Evil caught on. It was amazing, but I miss a bit of dinosaur action.
I think the problem with that game is going forward is. Once you take it out of that isometric viewpoint from like Resident Evil, it sort of hurt it quite a lot. It couldn't really transfer over to like a regular third-person adventure sort of game. It just didn't really work, did it? Because they tried to do it later. I think they did one in like space or something stupid. But yeah.
I think it was even in Dino Crisis they went to the future. I believe.
Yeah. I mean, it was always a bit silly, but space is perhaps a step too far for a dinosaur game. So, do you
That was
want me
pretty
to?
cool.
Do you want me to go through a few?
Sure.
I've got 3 here I thought of. Comic Zone. I don't know how familiar
Mm,
either of you are. I think
not
it
a
was
fan.
Really?
it was a bit difficult, but it was like a completely for that era, for the Genesis Mega Drive era. Like, it was a really well made game. It's like beautiful. I replayed it a while ago for a top 10 Genesis game. 'Cause I played it back in the day, but I hadn't really forgotten about it. I mean, I had forgotten about it. And it was amazing how good it was, how well it stood up. It was a bit tricky, but that's sort of a sign of the times. It's like, it's your typical sort of side-scrolling beat-em-up thing, but the twist is you're in a comic book, or so you have to like jump through the pages and the boxes. You know how comic books separate by boxes, so you'd have to like jump through the boxes and you'd follow through the story of like the comic book to a degree. And I think that one's really cool and forgotten about.
Certainly unique.
Yeah, it was a unique take on it and just forgotten because I think it came out after the PlayStation 1 had launched, so it was kind of like everybody was onto that new shiny, next thing. So
Cool.
another one is Shadow Hearts. I know Lou loves this one, and I think you introduced it to me, didn't
I
you?
love Shadow Hearts. It's so creepy.
It's so good. It's
Oh,
so
I've got that.
creepy.
It's so creepy.
Yeah, like, what about Geppetto?
What's-
He was such a weirdo. We used to call him
Geppetto.
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 It was such a fucking creepy
with
dude.
his disturbing little wooden dolly.
Yeah, he loved his little girl dolls. It was creepy. He was a creepy fucker. But the
But,
game as a whole was cool. It had these like little weird elements that just
Everything about it was sinister. In the menu screens, it was amazing. If you looked at the bestiary, it would tell you the story of each monster and how they'd come to a terrible end by being murdered or drowned, or
Yeah.
and how each beast came to be. But it was beautiful. Even the items had a piece of artwork for them.
yeah.
It was really attention to detail.
If people don't know, it's an RPG, and what I would say is the bits that we're speaking about, the aspects that we're speaking about, think Final Fantasy VII Honeybee Club, but perhaps with a little bit more malice or sinister. And malice was the thing that was his superpower. When he got all like twisted and angry, he could turn into a demon and stuff. So
I'd have to say it's kind of Final Fantasy meets Silent Hill in the style of it.
I wouldn't go that far, but to a degree, yeah.
Hang on. The very first mission was you got trapped in a village of cannibal ghosts.
Oh yeah, that mission. I
Yeah.
remember that was a good mission.
So
Yeah.
there's a little bit of that about it, and in the monster design too, it is a creepy RPG and one of my all-time faves.
I think the battle system works really well as well because whereas it's not purely menu based, it's like action sequence. Like there's this spinning wheel and you have to click it on the thing, sort of like similar to some sort of like golf games or stuff like that. And you have to click the point in the wheel at the right time to get the attack. And once you get all of them, you get a chain attack, like a more super attack. And then there's critical points on it. So for people who don't want to dig deep into the menu systems. They can really get something out of it because it's like an immediate hit these buttons and get an attack sort of thing. So I thought that was really cool.
It's not the sort of game you can relax on though. I've found when I get a bit sleepy, things go terribly wrong.
You can't
when you're not paying attention.
You can't
Gotta
switch
be in the
off and
zone.
autoplay, can you? So
No.
but some of the things I thought was really cool. I like how I think it's the second one. There's that dude and his weapon is always like this bizarre, like he's got like a mini skyscraper that's got all shrunken people in them, and then he fights with like a submarine. This is his weapon. He's got like a little submarine again that's like shrunk or something, and it's got all people in them, and they're all like trying to help him out, like, oh yes sir, get him, and all that sort of stuff. All these little miniature people in these. It was weird, but brilliant.
Takes anything that he fancies from the environment and turns it into a weapon. I like the giant stuffed fish.
Yeah, they were always great, and I was really proud of being able to, that bit where you have to like transport to the moon, and you're on that time wheel, you have to hit it like something like 15 times. I was really proud.
10 spins with
I
the
did that.
needle getting faster and faster every time.
Yeah, it was really difficult, but I did that at least twice, I think, which I was quite proud of. So I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, that's a good one. Another game I thought of is Tenchu. Tenchu just completely dropped off it after the PS2 era. I think that for me is the best stealth game ever. I love Metal Gear Solid, don't get me wrong, Metal Gear Solid 1 specifically, but Tenchu for me is the best stealth game. What I used to love about that game is going up as high as I possibly could, and because I played it so much, I sort of knew the patterns of the guards, and in Tenchu 1 you could go up so high you couldn't see anything, it would just be black, and then I'd jump off and it'd take about 10 seconds maybe of me falling through the air, and then I'd slice with my sword at the perfect time and get that kill. Loved that shit, man. Loved it. It was good stuff. But you played Tenchu a bit. Did you like that game, Lou?
I like Tenchu. I only really played the first one to any lengths.
You played the second one, didn't you?
It was...
The one where you could build your own maps. You played that one, didn't you?
Maybe a little. I liked it, and I think the only kind of comparative game in the same strategy is Hitman now.
Yeah,
the essence of it is a lot like Hitman.
It doesn't play like Hitman, but the idea of it.
You would literally have to, if you wanted to do well, you would have to scope out your levels and think out a strategy.
Learn the patterns of the guards, stuff like that. It was really...
There were some neat weapons too. Who doesn't love a bit of blowpipe?
Yeah, and poisoned rice. Poisoned rice was always the weirdest. You throw it out, and guards would just go, ooh, a rice ball on the ground in some pile of mud.
Be warned.
Oh, it's poison.
That's a life lesson, isn't it? Food on the ground.
Don't eat poison rice balls.
No.
Yeah.
I remember that game. I was obviously younger than you guys, so I always used to be like the annoying little sister that wanted to play and like wasn't allowed to, and got like banished from the room.
You play like younger games like Spyro and stuff, but that was always a good excuse for me to be like Spyro to my mates, and then go home and play like Spyro.
You nicked my Spyro off me.
Only for a while. I borrowed it.
You nicked off a small child.
I didn't. You'd already completed it, I think, or got bored of it, one of the two. And that was a dope game. I completed the hell out of Spyro 2 and 1. So loved that game.
Apparently,
but yeah, you were saying.
Go on.
No, you were saying about you were about to say a game or whatever.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that kind of actually you going on about Spyro and stuff is Crash Bandicoot. Crash Bandicoot is one of my favourites. I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of love for that game.
Crash Bandicoot was my first ever PlayStation 1 game. I think that's the bundle I got with the PlayStation 1 when it first came out.
Yeah, there was a big bundle for it.
That was a pretty good one. Apparently they're making a new one this year to come out.
There
on
might be.
4.
It won't be this year. It won't come out this year. There's rumours of them people working on it, but I guarantee it won't come out this year. Maybe next.
It might be 2017 then, yeah.
Maybe.
I thought that was wicked.
I never really played that game, sadly.
Huh?
I never really played Crash Bandicoot. The only Crash Bandicoot I've ever played is the Mario Kart clone. That's the only one I've ever played. I've heard good things. So.
And the other one that I was thinking of is Bomberman.
Yeah, Bomberman's
Bomberman.
Bomberman is such a great local multiplayer game.
With that little adapter you got to plug in your PlayStation.
Yeah, the
always arguing
adapter.
over like who got first controller and stuff. But yeah, I thought that was wicked. Many arguments over that game.
Yes, because when there's 4 people, there's always one person that gets picked on at the start, isn't there?
Every single time. And let's take a wild guess at who that was each and every single time.
you were the little sister.
That's not the same thing as being picked on.
No, that is such a lie. You used to team up against me, annihilate me, and then finish the game to yourselves.
One small downside to the Bomberman was, back in the day, the 4-way adapters were so bad.
They could get a bit sketchy.
How many times did you play and you'd start the game and someone couldn't move at all, and you have to wiggle all the adapters and
I think
reset the game?
Sometimes you'd even have your controls like backwards and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah, I remember.
Not great.
I think that was more to do with when you got one that wasn't an official adapter. The third-party adapters seemed to be like more sketchy. If you had a official PlayStation one, they were a lot better. So
that one, yeah, I remember. But yeah, you'd start like you'd lay a bomb, then try to run away, but just be like going the direction of the bomb.
Yeah.
There's something beautiful about like simple concepts sometimes, and that's something you don't see an awful lot of anymore. That was a lot of fun, and you could spend hours with a couple of mates playing something like that.
All the different like levels and stuff and different challenges.
Simple concepts.
There's a tendency to overcomplicate these days, and sometimes
you got to think about it.
Yeah.
They're always the ones that go gangbusters, aren't they? You think about Tetris. Even Minecraft. I mean, granted, it's not simple now, especially if you mess around with all that redstone malarkey. But back in the day when it first started, it was a simple concept, simple graphics. You know, build up your little thing, survive the night, all that sort of stuff. It was originally a simple idea. So you know, all these simple games, they tend to fucking.
Sometimes that's all you want. Sometimes you just want to like, I don't know, like it might even be fun to like grab a couple of drinks, just have like a night of just messing about on simple games that cause a laugh, and you know you can pick it up and go whenever you want, rather than
these are games
dedicate to a game.
That gameplay is king, isn't it? You know, there's no story to them. It's like Rocket League. Rocket League's doing amazing. It's all about fucking gameplay, isn't it? So, you know, there's a lot to be said about a more simple game.
Did you guys ever play Rogue Trip?
Oh, is it the Twisted Metal type game?
Yeah, yes. And you get all like the weird characters in the weird cars. And, like,
that was really good.
They're all fighting over an alien tourist.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's like tag.
It was a sign of the times.
You make money by carrying the tourist in your vehicle.
Yeah, like
the humour was great.
Fair.
You can kind of fight someone who's got it and bump him out. He goes up in a parachute and lands somewhere else on the map again. Something like that.
What were the characters?
There was all sorts of weird ones. There was like insane nurses
like a hot dog van.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
And there was a hearse.
Like a murderer or something in there.
Yeah, that was probably the hearse one. Yeah, that was a cool game. Very much Sign of the Times, similar to Carmageddon in some respects, or whatever I say.
There was the lady that sent out the poodles to attack you as well.
Oh yeah, when you get your supers and the nukes would always fuck you up. Someone could launch a nuke, they'd shoot out of the car and then find you and then blow you up. That would suck.
That was awesome.
No, it's a great game.
I can't think.
But sadly, a lot of these games probably won't come back. You know.
There was the weird, seductive nun.
I don't remember that.
Fat Elvis guy.
Oh yeah.
Some insane, like kind of like Murdoch, person in like an ambulance.
Yeah.
Some creepy guy with Mickey Mouse ears.
I don't remember that. I think you might be imagining some of these things.
I think you must have played it more than one did.
It was one of my favourite games.
It was a good game.
I thought it was absolutely wicked.
Another good one for
I don't generally
screen.
like a lot of driving games, but what about a bit of Road Rash?
Yeah, Road Rash is a beast. I wouldn't say it's underrated, but I'd definitely say it's forgotten.
Forgotten.
You know,
we played the crap out of that.
Yeah, Road Rash 2 was
one. We couldn't afford more than one game every 6 months, but
oh yeah, back in the day. Aside from when we go to Dunkley's, there was this awesome shop down the road where it would let you trade in like pretty much any game you had for about $5 or something, and yeah, you could like just take whatever game you've got. You've got Tasmania, you know, and then you see on the shelf, oh, I'll have Road Rash. You give them Tasmania and like $5 or something, and then you know you could swap out your games whenever you wanted. That was always really cool. But yeah, early on, it was a sort of, back in the day, it was like you'd have one game for like 3 to 6 months or something.
When we first had the Mega Drive, and we only had Sonic for about 7 months.
That's so long. Just Sonic.
I can still complete that game within an hour.
Oh yeah, well, I think we got our fastest time was something like 7 minutes, something like that. Yeah,
half an hour.
Like run through of the whole game, but that's because we knew it so well.
It's quite sad, but you're certainly getting your money's worth.
Yeah, definitely got our money's worth.
You couldn't save or anything, could you?
Well,
I think that's something that you find now as well, because things are so plentiful. They come out fast.
There's so much choice.
A little bit more money at your disposal. Sometimes I get rid of things before I've really given them their dues.
Yeah, you would have definitely nailed down and truly decided whether you liked it, wouldn't you?
We had no choice,
would you? Yeah.
but to play and play.
But yeah, we are kind of spoilt for choice in that degree or whatever these days. But you know, what are you gonna do? So, anywho, I thought that was a really cool topic. I thought it'd be nice to discuss some games that don't get as much love as they should do or are forgotten to some degree. So, yeah. Anywho, let's move on to the next topic.